Everybody, it's Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast. So, the biggest talk the last week is just kind of just the MVP debate, right? Is the MVP debate is now it seemed like a two-person race between Jokic and Shai Gilgeous is what people are starting to throw out there. And I'm just saying, for me personally, it should have been Shai last year. I definitely think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP this season. He goes into Boston. Okay, I was really watching this game for Boston to see how they'll fare well against really good competition. I wasn't concerned about OKC, despite them missing, Williams or something like that? Jalen Williams, whatever, right? But they got the MVP in Shai Gilgeous, and phenomenal, efficient, okay, really good. For Jason Tatum, he played a good game too, man. So shout out to Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown played like trash, okay, but he handles business on the road. Okay. Boston made it interesting at times. Boston, their whole method is just shooting threes. Chet Holmgren looked really good out there. Okay, so for Shai Gilgeous MVP, I think the problem that the media is having, or trying to have this argument for Jokic, is because the last 5 MVPs has been big men, right? The last MVPs have been Giannis, Jokic, and Joel Embiid, right? Those have been the guys that's won the last 5 MVPs or whatever since 2019, right? Okay, so now that it's been a while since we had a guard, right? Since we had a 2-guard win the NBA MVP, and I think people forget, we've had a period where we had Harden win MVP, we've had Russell Westbrook win MVP. You know what I'm saying? It was a matter of time before we had a guard come in the league, or I'm sorry, not come in the league, but we have a guard that elevates and is dominating the game. Bigs have dominated the game, and Shai is dominating the game as a 2-guard, right? It's been a while now. You can make the case that Luka was also an MVP candidate last year. Could he have won it? Some people think that he should have, even though Jokic dominated the belt last year. Okay, but you got guys like a Luka, you got guys like a Shai that they're gonna break through and win an MVP. Okay, and I think just media just forgotten how good guards can dominate the game. Okay, and at a scoring clip. Okay, because we're so used to seeing Giannis and Jokic and Embiid be talked about as MVP candidates all the time. Okay, but now it's time for the guards to eat. And if Shai Gilgeous doesn't win MVP, then that's like an absolute robbery. Is the NBA MVP now just dedicated big men? Right now, I'm not taking credit away from the guys that won it. Giannis, phenomenal. Jokic, you know what he can do from the center spot, being a point center, basically. Right. Okay. And B, when he won the MVP, dominant. And last year, before he got hurt, was on a run to win it again. Right. But you know what? And Shai was right up there last year. You know what I'm saying? So for Shai Gilgeous, I have no issues. Right. And what you're seeing with Shai Gilgeous, he's dominating the game, getting to the line, and he's dominating the mid-range game. Right. It's been a while since we've had an elite guard like Shai dominate, and what it's like to dominate the mid-range game and not focus too much on the threes and the dunks. You know what I'm saying? A guy who has handles in the mid-range and can finish from pulling up and around the rim is spectacular, right? You know what I'm saying? Shai reminds me of just guards back in the day growing up. I'm not going to name any of these greats because I don't like comparing, but it reminds me of back in the day when you had a lot of great guards in the early mid-2000s. Hooping, and his game almost seems transcendent. You can plug him in any era, in my opinion, and he will do fine, right? So for me, the MVP discussion is over with. I think Shai Gilgeous deserves the MVP, especially. I don't know how many performances he has to have against good competition. Okay, I just think that just the NBA they're trying to. It's hard for media to get away from the Jokic love affair, the Giannis love affair. And finally give it to a guard who's deserving. And it's like, we haven't seen a guard. We haven't had a guard like this in a few years, be as dominant. Okay, look, we have Shai and we got Luka Doncic as some of the elite guards in the game. And the guards I believe that we're going to get to a cycle where the guards are going to be coming up. You know what I'm saying? The guard, there are going to be some guards in this league. You know, I wouldn't be surprised down the road if Anthony Edwards sneaks in and wins the MVP, right? Luka Doncic breaks through, wins the MVP. If there's going to be a shift, literally a changing of the guards compared to the last few years of who's going to start winning MVPs, and I think Shai's going to start leading that front. Anyways, guys, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this, man. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.